What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here with Better Philosopher. I am Rick Knight. So, if you've seen the thumbnail, you can probably pretty much guess where this is going. Young man's holding a sign. He's at some rally, it looks like, and he thinks he came up with a really deep philosophical question. So, the sign says that if you have to work to live, is it a choice? And if you have no choice, are you free? I don't know where he was going with this. I'm guessing he was just trying to maybe get out of work. Maybe that's his thing. He doesn't want to work. He thinks it's not fair that he has to actually work and earn a living. So let's try to tackle this a little bit. Let's understand something, that the reason why we work, right, which we all know is to earn money, so we can use that money to buy resources so we can live a better life. But let's go to first cause. Let's go to the very beginning, and not beginning of us, but let's go to the beginning of our ancestors from the thousands of years ago, when we were hunters and gatherers. We had to work in order to produce resources for our species to continue. It wasn't given to us. It wasn't free. We were species that just evolved. We didn't ask to be here. We are a product of the evolutionary condition that our species was placed in, and here we are. All animals have to work in some capacity or another. So some animals, like birds who build nests, and maybe bears look for caves to live in. Other animals, dig into the ground, and that's where they live, on the ground, while they're looking for food. All animals have to hunt. They all have a niche. They have a way of defending themselves and catching food. Predator, prey, and they all have their strengths and their weaknesses. But they all have to work. Nothing is given to them. Food just doesn't magically appear someplace for an alligator to just come and take it as he please and goes back to sunbathing. That's not how it works. These animals actually have to put in some form of labor to feed themselves. Humans, we're no different. We have to work. We have to provide a means for us to maintain our species. And at one time it was hunting and gathering, and then we figured out a way to farm animals, and we invented agriculture. We traded hunting and gathering for agriculture and for farming, and then we eventually took one more step forward, where we invented different industries, a different economy completely, where we were able to go to work, and we traded agriculture and farming for actual work. So when you go to work, really what you're doing is you're hunting. This is our way of hunting. This is our hunt. Much like our ancestors did, it's just we do it, of course, differently, because we don't need to chase our food down anymore. We could now just complete a task, get paid at the end of the week, and we could go and purchase the resources that we need. So work is akin to hunting. It's akin to being, the farmers and the agriculturists of the yesteryears. So yes, we absolutely have to do this. We don't have a choice. We have to produce some form of labor in order to get paid, so we could buy the resources that we need to sustain ourselves and to hopefully live a happy life. So the question is, is it a choice? Unless you have parents that can take care of you, or unless you have someone who can take care of you, then no, it's not a choice. This is what you have to do, unless you want to become homeless, unless you want to starve to death, unless you just want to beg people for food and for the things you need. If that's what you want to do, I prefer not to, because I can live a much better life if I just work a job and take my money and buy the resources that I need. Okay, now as far as being free, so then are we free? This is a metaphysical question. Are we free if we have to do this? I mean, I can go on all day long and with something like this, I can say, are we free if we have to eat? Are we free if we have to drink water? Are we free if we have to sleep? We don't have a choice in this matter. So are we free? We are only as free as our biological and physical abilities. We are all held in bondage to a certain degree, right? We cannot break this bondage. We cannot travel to space, right? I mean, of course, the astronauts can, and with science and technology and engineering, we can go to space, but most of us won't. 99.9% of the population on Earth will not go to space. It's not going to happen in our lifetime. So, are we free because we can't go to space? Are we free because, we're stuck on Earth and we don't have a choice? We have to eat and breathe air and drink liquids and all the other things that we need to do for our survival. So, are we free? The answer is yes, we are free. We are free within the realm of our biological and physical constraint. We cannot go past that. We cannot go past the physics. We cannot go past the biological entities that we are. So yes, we are free. We are free to make decisions and choices. We are free to try to make a better life for ourselves. We are not free to where we don't have to worry about how are we going to dress ourselves, how are we going to, what shelter are we going to live in, how are we going to eat. These are things that are not given to anyone. These are things that we have to work for, much like the hunter and gatherers of yesterday. The sign is a kind of silly one. I don't think this young man really thought out his proposition very well. I don't think he put much thought to it. I don't know if he just, saw this and thought it was a good philosophical argument or question, and he put it on a sign and he went out there. I don't even know if it's a Photoshop picture or not. I just saw it. This was just one of the many pictures and memes that are passed around by people. And I saw this meme. I took it off of a socialist site that I was on. It was a socialist. It was a social media platform that I was on, and it was a socialist group. And that was a meme that was on there. And I was there trolling as usual, causing trouble and arguing with people and being called a Nazi and pretty much getting bumped out of the group as I usually do. So I saw it and I jacked the picture and decided to put it up and make a video about it. I was trying to explain this to the people in the group that, this is why we are free. This is why we have no choice. This is why we have to work. We cannot just, lay around and do nothing. I know in Karl Marx's philosophy, he thought that we should have more time for leisure, more time to just, pursue our individual goals, and that if we didn't want to work, we shouldn't have to work, because if we have to work, then it's not a choice, and we're not free, and all people should be free. And it was this crazy philosophy that Marx has. It's why I place him on my personal list as the worst philosopher that's ever existed. I don't consider him to even be a philosopher. He's just, some idiot with an idea who'd never worked a day in his life, never had a job, was supported by his parents. And that's it. So when a guy like that gives you some way of thinking, a man who's never had to pull his own weight, there's not much I can learn from someone who hasn't experienced life the way other people have to gain any knowledge and understanding of existence. He just was there living off the dime of someone else's, and he had all the time in the world to just get, to get fat, to become morbidly obese, and not get a haircut or probably even bathe for that matter. He doesn't look like he bathed. Well, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Any questions, any comments? If you don't agree with me, comment section. Please make a comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell that's down there somewhere. I think it's over here now. Just let me know how you feel. Thank you.